Basically today we're going to be learning how to make this simple dress. Like, it has a rope attached at the sleeve which was neatly done. Then I went ahead to attach pockets, and it also has a belt. That being said, welcome to my channel. This is Sew with Pivots. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. To make this dress, I made use of 2 yards of crepe fabric. I went ahead to fold my fabric into 4, and then while folding, we're going to make sure that the back piece is 1 inch more than the front piece. And then I went ahead to come down by 1.5 inches. You can actually come down by 1 inches or 1.5 inches. I used 1.5 here, but I later reduced it to 1. So I folded it in. I want to mark my gown length. I started from 6 inches, because the strap will make up for our length. And then the gown length I'm measuring here is 35 inches plus half inches. I have 35.5 here. So I'm going to make it up with ruffles. Our fabric width here is 17 inches. Now from the edge of the fabric, I'll come in by 5 inches. We're trying to create the armhole. Then I'll start measuring from 6 inches to get my armhole, which is actually 8 inches. I added 2 more inches, that's 10 inches. So I started from 6 inches, then I measured to 10 inches. So basically it's 4 inches I marked here. Now for my chest line divided by 4 is 10, and I went ahead to add 5 extra inches for ease allowance, and then I'll mark it here. I'll just connect my armhole this way. Then basically at the bottom, I'll be taking the full width of our fabric, which we said is what, 17 inches. So on this hemline, I'll be going up by 1 inches, and I'll connect it back to our hemline. Then we go ahead and cut. I also went ahead to open up the back bodies. Then I went ahead to notch my casing, that point where we'll be folding our casing. I went ahead to notch it. I'll also replicate this line at my back bodies. And then this is what we have. From my back bodies line, I'll be coming down by 4.5 inches. That's after the casing line. I'll go ahead and sew those points I am chalking out. So sew it up to the hemline. And we've done that. This is basically what we have. The next thing I'll do is to go ahead and fold like this, and then I'll fold again. So I'll fold it twice, and then I'll go ahead and sew this side and the other side. I've basically done it, and then this is what we have. The next thing is to finish up our armhole using a bias strip, which I already done here, and then this is it. Next is to fold in our casing like this and sew, and this is what we have. So I'll do so for the back and the front piece. My total gown length is actually 40 inches, and then remember we already measured 35 before, so we're going to be measuring 5 here, and I went ahead to add 1.5 inches for hemming, making it a total of 6.5 inches. And then I'm going to be cutting out 2 pieces of this, and then this is what we have. These both pieces are 6.5 inches each. Now let's measure the length of the fabric, and then the length of this fabric is about 74 inches for each of them. If you are enjoying this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is what we have. So now you either pleat or you make a gathers on this ruffle, so it depends on you. So basically for me, this is the main bodies, and then I'll go ahead to pleat on it. So I'm going to bring my ruffle in this way, place it this way, and then I'm going to form my pleating while sewing. This is what we have after sewing. So I also went ahead to fold the hem of my dress. You can fold or weave. So next I want to be attaching a pocket, and this is optional. So we have 4 pieces of this fabric, and then I'm basically going to place my fingers on it like this, and then I'll trace it out like above it. I want it to have space, and then this is what we have. Then at this point I'm going to measure 7 or 7.5 inches. So I measured 7 inches, and then I'm just going to take it down, and then I'll go ahead and cut. This is simply how I cut my pockets. So after cutting, we're having 4 pieces of this. Now I'll go to my main bodice. From my gown length I measured 16 inches. So let's see, from my armhole this is actually 6 inches. So 6 inches from our armhole. So I'll go ahead and mark this point at the other side of our gown. I'll bring in my pocket piece, front facing front. I'll go ahead and sew and then top stitch. I'll do so for all the pockets, and then this is what we have. I already top stitched, I already sewed it, and this is what we have. So now I'm going to be bringing in our back bodies. These are front bodies already, so I'll place our back bodies. I'm trying to arrange it, then we go ahead and sew. Okay, so this is it. I already sewed it. So next we want to finish up our casing for the strap, and then I have this long piece of fabric which measures 1.5 inches in width and 61 inches in length. So I'm going to go ahead and fold the fabric into 2 like this, and then we sew. This is what we have after sewing. So I'm going to bring in my needle and thread. That's what I'll be using to turn out this strap. I'm going to sew it in like this first of all, then I'm going to put in the head. That's the blunt head. I'll put it in, and then I'll be dragging it out like you can see me doing in this video. After pulling it out, this is what we had. I went ahead to remove my needle and thread. I'll iron this piece, and then I'm going to pass it through a safety pin, and we'll pass it through our dress. So I'm going to pass it through this casing opening we already left. I'll start from the back, go through the front, and then we come out at the back again. So just watch. So to finish up this strap, I went ahead to tie it. You can add a bead to this before tying, but I don't have a bead, so I just tied up the mouth of the two, and then I'll cut it off, and then I'll go ahead and burn it. And then this is simply what we have. You just tie it the way you want, and our dress is simply ready. However, I want to introduce a belt, and then this is my belt piece. It measures 5 inches in width and then 61 inches in length. So I'm going to bring it together. I'll bring the two edges together like this, and then I'll fold it, and then we go ahead and make a slant cut. Then we fold it into 2 like this, and then we sew. Our dress is simply ready, and this is me rocking my simple DIY dress. You can see the back, how it's looking like. It's perfect for this season. Now let me introduce a belt, because I'm a lover of belts, and then let's see what it looks like. And this is it. Please, if you know you enjoyed this tutorial up to this point, why not give it a thumbs up? Subscribe to my channel, okay? Share to other soul lovers. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.